The marble foyer of the Whitmore estate shudders as Vaughn Whitmore slams his palm on the table. His expensive loafers click like gunshots on the polished floor. His face is the color of a beet. "You married this child, ah? Mother, you've been taken!" he roars. Beside him, Opal Whitmore, her designer dress glittering under the crystal chandelier, sneers. "He is a leech, May Ella! We will tear this farce apart in court!" May Ella Thompson, 71, leans on her carved oak cane. Her knuckles are white from the grip. She does not flinch. Her steel blue eyes lock on the young man standing at the bottom of the staircase. Darius King, 23, feels the heat drain from his face. His faded denim jacket hangs loosely on his shoulders. The smell of polished wood mixes with Opal's expensive perfume and the sharp tang of anger. His throat is suddenly dry. "I married of my own free will," May Ella says, her voice as steady as stone. "And you, Vaughn, will respect that choice." She turns to Darius. Her gaze cuts through him. "You see it now, don't you?" she whispers. "Hi, viewers, kindly tell us where you're watching from and what time it is." A heavy silence falls, so thick you can hear the faint tick of the antique wall clock. Then May Ella's personal doctor, Dr. Collins, steps forward. He speaks only to her, his words low. When he finishes, May Ella looks back at Darius, and a thin, almost sad smile touches her lips. 6 months, Darius. That is what I have left. The air leaves Darius's lungs. 6 months? He glances at Vaughn and Opal. They are already storming toward the front door, muttering about lawyers. The heavy oak door slams shut. Bam! The sound reverberates through the entire house. May Ella moves closer. Her whisper brushes Darius's ear. "You are not here for the money, are you?" He shakes his head, just a fraction. A cold realization hits him like a punch to the gut. He isn't just married to a billionaire. He is married to a ticking clock. If you want to discover how Darius will survive the storm, hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, and leave a comment. What would you do? The Riverside Public Library smells of old paper and weak coffee. Dust motes dance in the wintry light that filters through the tall windows. Darius scans the rows, his fingers tracing the spines of textbooks. His stomach growls. $3 left in his pocket. At a round table near the windows sits May Ella. Her navy wool coat looks like it cost more than a year of his tuition. She looks up. Her gaze pins him where he stands. "You are late, Darius," she says. "I worked a double shift at the call center," he replies, dropping his battered backpack on the chair. The plastic seat squeaks under his weight. She nods, her silver hair catching the light. "That will no longer be necessary." She leans forward. The scent of Earl Grey tea drifts toward him. Her hands, trembling ever so slightly, wrap around her teacup. "There is something you must know." She pauses. Her voice drops to a whisper that makes the surrounding chatter fade. "The doctors. They gave me your 6 months. Darius's hands freeze on the chair arms. The bitter taste of the coffee he drank earlier rises in the back of his throat. Outside, a bus horn blares, but it sounds miles away. He can only stare at the deep lines etched around her eyes, lines he had never noticed before. If you believe true connection can bloom in the most unexpected places, smash that like button. The scent of Earl Grey tea mixes with the faint lavender perfume May Ella always wears. The steam from her cup curls in the cold air of the library. Darius sits across from her, his pulse hammering in his ears. "Darius," she begins, her voice firm, "I need you to marry me. Not for love, for justice. You will have all your debts erased. After I pass, you will receive $10 million, this mansion, and my first edition book collection. In return, you will stay with me for however long I have left." Darius's mouth goes dry. He swallows hard. His fingers tighten around the edge of the table. Why me? He manages. Her eyes, those sharp, crystalline blues, lock onto his. Because in the 6 weeks we have spent together, you have never asked for a single dime. You have never looked at me and seen a bank account. You have seen me, She leans in, her voice barely audible. My children, Vaughn and Opal, wait for me to die so they can claim everything. I want them to understand that respect and kindness cannot be bought. The weight of her words settles on Darius like a lead blanket. He looks at the tremor in her fingers, the faint exhaustion shadowing her eyes. This is not a deal. It is a mission. Share this video with a friend who needs a second chance. The courthouse is cold. The air smells of disinfectant and stale coffee. Darius stands in front of the judge. He is wearing the only dress shirt he owns. The collar chafes his neck. Beside him, May Ella glides in an elegant cream suit. Her sapphire ring flashes under the fluorescent lights. The judge mumbles the vows. There are no guests. No music. Just the dry click of the judge's pen. I now pronounce you husband and wife. No one claps. No one smiles. That same day, Darius steps through the massive oak doors of the Whitmore mansion. His new room is bigger than the basement he shared with his mother. He runs his hand over the polished oak desk, smooth as silk. The view from the window looks out over manicured gardens. The third night, May Ella's longtime assistant, Miss Prudence, brings dinner. She is a woman of few words, her face like stone. Mrs. Thompson seems brighter these days, she remarks, setting down a plate of roasted chicken. Darius nods, his mouth full. He does not trust himself to speak. Inside, he knows the brightness is only on the surface. The clock is still ticking. Would you accept a marriage like this? Drop your answer in the comments. The lawyer. Mr. Dalton sits at the massive mahogany table in May Ella's study. The scent of his pipe tobacco hangs heavy in the air. Papers rustle like dry leaves. Everything is signed, Mr. Dalton says, sliding a thick document toward Darius. You will inherit the mansion, $10 million, and the first edition book collection. My children, Vaughn and Opal, receive the business. But with strict conditions, they must maintain employee welfare and fund charitable projects, conditions you have never enforced before, May Ella. May Ella nods. Those conditions are now law. Later that evening, Vaughn calls. His voice crackles over the speakerphone. You have been tricked, Mother. This marriage is a sham. We will fight you, Darius King, in every court in the country. May Ella picks up the phone, her finger tapping the screen. Vaughn, you waste your breath. This is my choice. Respect it. The line goes dead. Silence fills the room. Darius looks at the will, the heavy weight of the paper in his hand. Is this justice or a trap? Hit subscribe. Tomorrow we uncover the secret that will shatter everything. The front door of the Whitmore mansion slams shut with a thunderous boom. Vaughn and Opal storm out, their expensive shoes kicking up dust on the marble floor. Inside, the air still shivers with rage. Darius stands frozen near the grand staircase, his heart hammering like a drum. May Ella, leaning on her cane, walks slowly to the library. Her fingers tremble as she opens a hidden compartment behind an old portrait of her late husband. From it she pulls a stack of leather-bound journals. Read them, she says, her voice barely a whisper. Then you will understand why I chose you. Darius sits on the antique leather chair. The smell of aged paper fills his nose. He flips the first page. The elegant script jumps out. April 3rd, 2010. His eyes scan the words. The entry talks about a missed birthday party for her daughter, Opal. I chose a board meeting over my child. Again. One day they will hate me for it. A cold chill runs down Darius's spine. He looks up. May Ella is watching him, her eyes glistening. If you think family always comes first, you'll be shocked by what you're about to discover. Turn on the notification bell. Next chapter changes everything. The clock on the library mantel ticks. Tick, tick, tick. The hands show 2:17 a.m. Darius has read 3 journals. His throat is dry. His hands shake. He closes the last book. Inside, May Ella has written about the day she realized her children saw her only as a source of money. Vaughn called to ask for an advance on his inheritance while I was still alive. He never asked how I was. Opal sent her assistant to check on me, so she could know when I would die. May Ella sits beside him. Her skin looks paper-thin under the soft lamplight. "Do you still want the money, Darius?" she asks. He looks at her. The scent of her lavender soap mixes with the musty smell of the old books. He thinks of the student loans, of his mother's unpaid bills. Then he thinks of the entries he just read. "I'm here for you," he says simply. A tear rolls down May Ella's cheek. She reaches for his hand. For the first time since the wedding, she smiles. Truly smiles. What would you sacrifice for someone you barely know? Share your thoughts in the comments. We read every one. 3 weeks later, the rain hammers against the mansion windows like thunder. Dr. Collins arrives at 9 a.m. He speaks in low tones with May Ella. When he leaves, Darius sees the fear in the doctor's eyes. 2 months, Dr. Collins says to Darius outside the study. Maybe less. That night, Darius sits with May Ella by the fire. He doesn't read journals. He talks about his mother, about his dreams of finishing engineering school. May Ella, in turn, tells stories about building the empire, about her first business deal. The air smells of burning wood and the sweet scent of May Ella's tea. He researches palliative care options on his phone. He books a nurse for the evenings. He does it not for the money, for her. For the first time since the marriage, he calls her May, not Mrs. Whitmore. The next morning, May Ella's voice is weaker. When she tries to stand, her knees buckle. Darius catches her. Her weight feels so light in his arms. "You don't have to do this," she whispers. "I want to," he answers. A strange peace settles over him. The money is forgotten. If you believe true love can blossom against all odds, smash the like button. The final chapters will leave you breathless. The press conference is packed. Cameras flash like lightning. Reporters shove microphones toward May, Ella, and Darius. The air is thick with the smell of hot lights and nervous sweat. May Ella, wrapped in a soft cashmere shawl, stands tall. Darius stands beside her, his hand resting lightly on her back. "I married Darius King because he saw me as a person, not as a wallet," May Ella begins. Her voice, though weak, cuts through the room. The moment the words leave her mouth, a reporter yells, "Mrs. Whitmore, did your children accuse Darius of exploitation? Is this marriage a scam?" Before May Ella can answer, Darius steps forward. The cameras swing to him. "My wife," he emphasizes the word, "is the bravest person I have ever met. Her children wanted her money long before she got sick. She chose kindness over greed." The room erupts. Vaughn and Opal, sitting in the front row, turn red. Opal jumps up. "You May Ella raises a hand. The room falls silent. When she speaks again, her words are crystal clear. "Vaughn, Opal, you had 30 years to love me. You chose business. Now you will accept my choice." The cameras capture Vaughn's furious scowl and Opal's rigid posture. The headlines the next day read, "Whitmore heiress humiliated by dying mother's choice." As the last reporter leaves, May Ella collapses into Darius's arms. "It is done," she whispers. The final chapter will break your heart and show you the true meaning of justice. Don't miss it. Subscribe now. The spring sun filters through the garden trees, casting dappled light on the freshly dug grave. A small crowd stands around May Ella Thompson's coffin, family, friends, reporters. Darius stands at the front, his suit dark, his eyes red from crying. When it is his turn to speak, the silence is absolute. Even the birds stop chirping. May Ella Thompson taught me that wealth is not measured in dollars, he begins. His voice wavers, but he holds strong. It is measured in how many people see you for who you truly are. She saw me, not as a poor student, not as a gold digger, but as a human being worthy of respect. He pauses. The scent of fresh earth hangs heavy in the air. She left me money, yes, but the real gift was her friendship. Today I will honor that gift. The $10 million will fund a charity for single parents, so no one will ever feel invisible again. As he finishes, a single white envelope is handed to him by an unknown man. The man nods and leaves. Darius opens it. Inside is a typed letter, signed, Vaughn Whitmore. We were wrong. We will never understand the depth of your courage, Darius. Mother's last act forced us to see our own failure. We will match the charity donation. Darius stares at the letter. He looks up at the sky. The air is sweet with blooming lilacs. The greatest justice is not revenge, it is change. Thank you for following this story of quiet justice. If this moved you, like, share, and subscribe. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss an inspiring story. Tell us in the comments, what would you have done?